We begin our report with the FAA halting Boeing from expanding production of its 737 MAX planes. But the FAA has cleared a path for MAX 9 jets to return to service. The planes were grounded nationwide after a door panel blew off an Alaska Airlines plane earlier this month. Boeing's CEO met with lawmakers on Capitol Hill Wednesday to discuss safety concerns. And here's CBS News senior transportation correspondent Kris Van Cleave.
Tonight, a fresh look inside that horrifying Alaska Airlines flight, the gaping hole left after a door panel blew out earlier this month, leading to the grounding of the 737 MAX 9. Now, Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun is meeting with senators on Capitol Hill.
We fly safe planes. We don't put airplanes in the air that we don't have 100% confidence in.
NTSB investigators have honed in on the 4 bolts that should have held that door panel in place. An anonymous post appearing to be from a Boeing employee alleges Boeing's own records show these 4 bolts were not installed, raising more questions about quality control. CBS News has confirmed 737 fuselages arrived at Boeing's Renton, Washington plant with so many problems, manufacturer Spirit Aerosystems assigned a team to be on site to make repairs. Ed Pearson is a former Boeing senior manager turned MAX whistleblower.
I mean, would it surprise you to learn that bolts weren't put in a door panel?
Not at all. In fact, the only thing surprising to us is we're so thankful that it wasn't a fatal crash.
In a letter obtained exclusively by CBS News, Senator Tammy Duckworth is demanding the FAA deny Boeing's request for safety waivers on a future version of the 737 MAX.
It is such a bold-faced attempt to put profits over the safety of the flying public. It astonishes me that they would do this.
Tomorrow, Boeing will pause production at the 737 factory for a safety stand-down focused on improving quality.
Boeing is better than this. Flight 1282 should never have happened.
Kris Van Cleave joins us now from Phoenix. Kris, we have a new update from the FAA. What did they say?
Yeah, the FAA late today, announced that they have approved the inspection procedure for the airlines to potentially get the 737 MAX 9s ungrounded and back in the air flying passengers within a matter of days. Airlines had said once they knew the inspection protocols, they'd be able to knock those out in relatively short order. The FAA also said that it is going to block Boeing from ramping up production of the 737 MAX as it had planned to do in February. At the beginning of next month, they were planning to go to a rate of 42 airplanes a month. The FAA says you can't do that. They have to keep production the same as it is now on the existing lines until the FAA is satisfied that quality has improved.
Boeing stock has taken a hit, plunging more than 13% since the Alaska Airlines door blew off. So, and there are also passenger lawsuits. What's the company doing to try and get back on its feet?
Well, right now it has got a public-facing effort, you could almost call an apology tour. That's what you saw some of on Capitol Hill today and will continue for the days and weeks to come. One of the big questions I think Boeing is going to have to answer is if you can't be trusted or your suppliers can't be trusted to tighten bolts that hold a door in place, how can you be trusted to do anything else on the build correctly? And for the FAA, if you're the oversight of that process and it's getting through, how can you be trusted when you say the plane is safe? Those are questions that have to be answered big picture, I think, for Boeing to start to restore credibility. In the short term, they're doing a safety stand down tomorrow, starting at their Renton plant that builds the 737 and eventually at all of their facilities, focusing on quality control as well as messaging out to its suppliers that is imperative that quality standards be met. But ultimately, critics say that they're building airplanes at a pace that's unsustainable, and that's leading to quality control problems. So Boeing may need to look at its production rate, which would impact its bottom line. The fewer airplanes they deliver, the less money they make.
And the hits keep coming for Boeing in a completely unrelated incident, but affecting the same airplane maker. What do we know about this nose wheel that fell off of a Delta Boeing plane over the weekend?
Yeah, this happened on Saturday. It was a 31-year-old 757, so not a 737, not a MAX. It appears at this point this is more a maintenance issue than it is anything relating back to problems at Boeing. But certainly because Boeing is in the news, anytime there's a Boeing incident, it perks people's ears. This looks like it was a maintenance issue. This one of the two wheels on the nose gear rolled off the front of the plane as it was taxiing to the runway. That plane was towed back to the gate, and passengers got off the plane. There were no injuries.
Kris Van Cleave in Phoenix. Thanks so much, Kris.
Sure thing.